There we go. Like that. Welcome. Episode 111. The Noontime Nuggets about sales, business, and life. That's what we're doing today. My name's David Bradley. I'm your host. Thank you guys for being here. The Nooner. What is it? What do we do on the Nooner? Well, every weekday, Monday through Friday, with few exceptions, I like to pop in here and drop a little noontime nugget about either sales or business or life. If you are breathing, you are also in sales. And if you have income coming in to some one way or another, you are also in business. So motivation, though, is like fuel. It's food. You can run out of it, right? You run out of fuel in your car. You run out of fuel in your body. So you got to eat, but you also run out of fuel in your brain. So the purpose of the Nooner is to pop in here weekdays, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. on the East Coast, and just give you a little bit of a noontime nugget, something you can take with you into the rest of your day, your week, your life, your year. Today we're going to be looking at why seek to be number one in your industry. Why would you want to do that? So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but meanwhile, allow me to introduce myself. Miles, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Hey, and thanks everybody for the favors and the restreams in advance. Let me introduce myself proper. My name is David Bradley. 3 things you want to know about me. I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. I've been working with Grant for the last 5 years. Grant's technology took me from barely surviving in sales to thriving in it, and that started in 2003. In 2011, I got this opportunity to come work for Grant and share what I learned with other people and give back. So when that popped up, man, I was all in. What can I do? How can I help, right? What we do in our company, Cardone Training Technologies, we work with individuals and businesses alike to increase production, usually to the tune of 15 to 30%, simply by helping them find and then handle missed opportunities. So if you take a look at your business now and where it's at, add 15 and 30% if you like that number and would like to have a conversation with me about how to get there. I'm happy to do that with you. 310-777-0352. Again, it's 310-777-0352. You can also email me, David, at grantcardone.com. Either way, I'm happy to help. 75% of what we do is 100% free. So happy to have a short conversation with you. Bill made it. Nice to see you, Bill. Appreciate you being here. 2 other things you want to know about me. Number 2, is that I'm the author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. I smoked the cigarettes for about 15 years. I couldn't quit. Tried many, many, many times. Couldn't quite figure that one out. But I did find a way to stop. And there's a massive difference between stopping and quitting. And I talk about that in my book. I don't believe you need a patch, you don't need gum, you don't need hypnotism, you don't need any of that stuff, you don't need anything that messes with your brain chemistry. You've already messed with it enough, courtesy of your nicotine addiction. I got a better way. So get more on that at www.stopdon'tquit.com. Or you can just go right to Amazon. Search the title, How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. It's up there. If you need help with that, feel free to call me as well. Third thing on me, I'm the founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. This is my next book. This is about home-based strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. I do not believe you got to go to the gym to get in the best shape of your life. If you're a smoker, a recovering smoker, if you're a smoker who doesn't smoke anymore like me, getting your lung capacity back is very, very important, and you don't have to join a gym. If you're overweight and you're not comfortable going to the gym, that doesn't excuse you from getting in the best shape of your life. Right, Laura? Laura just showed up. She works for Avocare. You can do it from home. You can do it in the garage. You can do it in the backyard. You can do it in a local park. You don't have to go to the gym. So Rich Man's Gym is literally about training routines that you can do that will get you in the best shape of your life, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. So if you search that hashtag, you can find some pretty cool stuff. There's a website and a blog on it, and that will be my next book. Goal is to be done with it by the end of this month. No pressure. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Why seek to be number one in your industry? So on Mondays, typically now what I'm going to do is review Grant's strategy of the week. On Tuesdays, I like talking about a different trait of a great salesperson. If you search Grant Cardone, traits of a great salesperson on Google, then you may find a list of about 50. There's another list that's a little shorter, but there's a couple different lists floating in cyberspace. Okay, I've pulled them. Okay. And I'm going down each one. So on Tuesday, I'm just going to touch on each one of them. And one of these traits, Grant says, is great salespeople seek to be number one in their industry, knowing this in itself will result in more sales. So, if you don't already, go grab a notepad. So we're going to do a couple exercises here. I'm going to give you some homework. My Twitter handle is @DavidRBradley. At some point, you want to be tweeting out to me. Bill says if you're not first, you're last. That's right, Big Daddy. Okay, and we're going to talk about that and why that's important. Okay, so the trait. Okay, great salespeople seek to be number one in their industry, knowing that this will result in more sales. So this does not just mean you look to be number one in your company. So you don't want to just be number one in your branch, like if you work at a car dealership or you work for Verizon. You don't want to just be number one in the store, right? You want to be number one for Verizon, the number one salesman in Verizon, the number one AvoCare rep, right, Jose? Right? That's what you want to seek. That's what you want to go for. Reasons for that. Number one, as Grant says, if you accomplish it, if you can accomplish that, become number one, you will get more sales just because people will want to be in business with the number one guy, right? So there are people out there. So Jose, right? Let's just use you as an example. You're a rep for AvoCare. Laura, she was here a minute ago. She's a rep for AvoCare. If you're number one, people go, hey man, I do business with the number one rep, right? That gives them bragging rights. We can tell our clients, hey, you can tell your people that you do business with the number one sales training company on the planet, maybe even the solar system. Hey, Lydia, good to see you. Hope you're well. Happy March. Okay, so just becoming number one, that in itself will get you more deals. Okay, it's not about an ego thing. I mean, maybe it is a little bit, right? It gives you some bragging rights. It feels good, right? Who doesn't like to win? Who doesn't like to be first, right? Everybody, okay? But they know that it's more important to get to that position, not so much because they can say, hey, I'm number one, but because it's a leverage and advantage point to do more business, okay? So if you can say to your customers, hey, I'm the man, I'm the number one guy, I'm the top dude in the industry, people are going to want to do business with you. Okay, so this creates a perception with your client base that you cannot duplicate, you cannot replicate, you cannot copy. So a couple things to think with. Number one, first, what are you number one at already? This may take some work, this may take some brainstorming, but I want you to think about what are you number one at already, and then also what can you become number one at quickly and with relative ease. You could be so one of the guys that works in our office in Miami, his name's Mike Bonnet, right? The guy's a maniac. I love this dude, okay? So when I was out in Miami a couple weeks back, I sat close to him so I could listen to him and hear what he does and see if I could, siphon a little bit. And one of the things that he's able to do, because he's consistently does this, he's the number one cold caller in our office. He makes more calls than anybody else. And when he talks to people, he can literally say that. With full certainty and full confidence, nobody else can do that. He's got an edge. It gives it to him because he's created that for himself. Okay? So, Bill brought this up a minute ago. If you're not first, you're last. Okay? Nobody really knows second place. Right? Who won silver in swimming a couple years back? Right? Oh, Laura, you are here. Okay, cool. Your little avatar disappeared. So, all right, cool. So here's your challenges, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I want you to, when you find the answer to what I'm about to ask you, I want you to tweet it out to me, okay? Find out who is number one in your industry right now, if you don't already know it. Who is the number one person in your industry? So if you're in real estate, who's the number one realtor? If you're in automotive sales, who sells the most? Who's this number one auto salesperson in the country. Okay, if you're like Jose, I need to figure out who's the number one rep for Avocare, the number one sales guy. Okay, best DJ in the world. Who is it? Right. So figure out who that is, and then I want you to tweet it out to me, just at David R. Bradley. Okay, but then I want you to figure out how did this person get there? What did they do? Maybe you need to reach out to them. Right? Because look, here's the big lesson. Okay. The big lesson from the Nooner is success is no different than any other skill. Duplicate the successful actions of others, and you too will be successful. So it would be of great value to you to know who is number one in your industry and what it is they did and are doing to be there. Okay? Not necessarily, so you need to know how they got there first, okay? And then what are they doing to stay there? Right? James says, as a DJ, I take every trait you talk about and do the best I can to be the number one person to be booked for. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Hey, Clifton, nice to see you, man. Appreciate the follow. So, what are we doing? We're going to figure out who's number one in our industry. Number two, we're going to tweet it out to me. Number three, you want to figure out what that person did to get there and what they're doing to stay there. That's a two-parter. And then the fourth thing you're going to do is create a battle plan for yourself to get, not just get this person, but to take their place. Now, don't worry about upsetting number one. If they're truly number one, it won't bother them a bit. If they have a problem sharing with you what they did to become successful, they're not going to be in that spot very long. Okay? So, once you got your answers, this is kind of a short one today. I'm in and out in 13 minutes, and that's okay. So I think the moral of the story today, this has been a short nooner. I'm in, I'm out. I'm trying to keep them that way so that you guys, you just know, show up at noon, okay? Dave's going to roll for 15 minutes, give or take, and then he's out. And the reason I want to do that is because you guys are busy. I want to come in, drop value, and get out so you can get your motivation and then get on with your day, right? Service is senior to selling. Speed is power, right? Don't forget those two things. But here's your big lesson today. Success is no different than any other skill. You duplicate the successful actions of others, and you too will be successful. All right? Don't forget your homework. Tweet it out to me later today. All right? Be great, because nothing else pays, at least not much. This has been episode 111 of the Nooner. Why seek to be numero uno, number one? Bill says, this fits in with Grant's blog today on LinkedIn. Yes, it does. That's right. I planned it that way. No, I didn't, but it works out that way because we're all thinking the same thing anyway. We're all of one mind, Bill. One universe. Good to see you again, buddy. Jose, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Miles, man, awesome having you on the Nooner today. Good to see you. You guys be great because nothing else pays. Karina, almost forgot to shout out your way as well. Thank you for being here. Nice to see your avatar pop up. Got a hole in my mouth. Nice to see your avatar pop up on the feed. Alrighty, have a great rest of the week, you guys. Thank you very much for being here. This has been episode 101 of the Nooner. Why seek to be number one in your industry? We'll see you kids tomorrow.